68 points given up the first and third quarter. So starting those two critical quarters, we didn't have what we needed. So we made a gallant run to get it close a little bit here and there, but this team moved the ball. Had to have 41 assists on 51 made field goals. The ball didn't touch the floor that often. Those guys made a lot of passes for scoring plays.
You took your starters out relatively quickly. What did you see to make you go that way?
So we didn't have there's no pace to what we were doing. I mean, we were down right away off the bat. To start the game, to be down by like 14 points or 16 points and turn the basketball. We probably had 7 turnovers to start the game. Had 26 points they scored off our turnovers. So we didn't have anything. I mean, nothing. So in that time there, it wasn't anything that I'm searching to get something to stop this onslaught, because right now it was going downhill very, very fast. And now you put a group on the floor to try and catch up against a team that's playing at a very high level. That was the difficult part. Anytime you take everyone out of a basketball game, because all of them were making mistakes. Turn the ball over, taking quick, tough shots, you're not making the open pass, and you try to get them out of the game sometimes so they can see what's happening, and then you eventually start getting them back in the game. But that was the gist of that, was that sometimes when you're in the flow of a game like that, you don't really see what's really going on. But sometimes you get a chance to get out of the game, and rather than bringing one guy out, I just felt it was necessary to get everyone out so they can see the pace and what San Antonio was doing, and how could we slow this thing down. And eventually, those guys are going to play again. They're going to get back in the game. But at that particular time, we were doing nothing. That was almost like something you do in college, But it was going downhill so fast that every guy didn't have a rhythm, was out of sync. And that group had played very, very well in the last 2 basketball games. But tonight, they had nothing in the tank to start the game off. And everything they tried to do, turn the ball over, quick shots, bad shots. And then defensively, we were horrendous to start the game off. I mean, just simply weak side awareness was not there. They put on a passing game clinic throughout the game, but more importantly, to start the game off, where you think you have the most energy and awareness to start the game off, and we didn't have that.
And considering how the energy this team showed in the last couple, and even some of the other Atlanta game in those games, they started off with a lot more energy. Is there any way you could have guessed they would come out like this?
You couldn't guess, but you also know too that sometimes when you've been out this long, things happen. And like I said, the road probably caught up with us. The road trip probably caught up with us, and you had to play a perfect game. You had to be close to a perfect first quarter to have a chance against this basketball team tonight. And but not having the first 3 minutes, they were nowhere near a perfect opportunity. And that put us in a tremendous bind. By 19 points, we're down to try and get ourselves back in the game. Now, once you get down by 19 against this team at home, it's going to be difficult to get back in the game. You have to play an even game to keep yourself close within striking distance, and by not doing that, you put yourself in the whole night. So they went down their bench, and every guy came in and just continued to play at that rhythm. The rhythm that we have been playing over the last 2 nights, they played at it tonight. So obviously we didn't have what we needed to try and keep this game close. We're having a chance to win.
If you look at this trip as a whole, would you say that the way Marcus has kind of come along these last few games is one of the bigger pluses of it?
Well, I think it was a lot of other pluses. Unfortunately, it's a tough part that we didn't pull off the first 2 wins on this trip. The longer you stay on a road trip, the more difficult games are going to get. The longer you stay there. And not being able to get the first 2 games or split the first 2 basketball games put the gigantic pressure on us. But yes, there were some positive things that Marcus did. Got into a nice rhythm of playing, coming off the bench. I kind of envisioned him all year being able to play. I was just making a shot now. So there's a lot of positive for him. He had some success on this road trip here. But overall, as a team, and we focus everything on the team. It's positive that individual guys played well, but and our team played well for probably 3 games on this road trip. Played decent basketball. 2 in particular where we played very well. But you don't get credit for coming close to playing well. We still need to come away with a couple wins that we should have had in striking distance. The way we played the last 2 games, had we played the first 2 like that, we have a much better road trip record right now.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.